All right, guys, welcome to another live stream. Welcome to another live stream. Happy Sunday. Happy Sunday. All right, will the stock market and the crypto market decline or explode next week? Will it decline or explode? Here's some information going into next week that we need to keep in consideration, and then we'll take a look at some of the charts. But here's some information. I'm going to go through it quickly, and we're going to see what's going to happen. All right, so stock market sentiment, consumer sentiment decline. The University of Michigan reported a drop in U.S. consumer sentiment to a 7-month low in February, with heightened inflation expectations due to concerns over recent tariff implementations. And yeah, right, we had those tariffs posed on Mexico, Canada, and I think they came to a deal, but it's still up in the air, right? Because I think we removed it so we could see what what Mexico, what Canada is going to do, and things like that if they comply, but it's still up in the air, right? So there's still concern about that. Market performance last week, major indices experienced declines last week. The Dow Jones Industrial Average fell by 0.54%. The S&P decreased by 0.24%, and the Nasdaq Composite dropped 0.53%. So we did see a decrease in these major indices. Obviously, the indices have a basket of stocks, have a basket of sectors, so they kind of dictate where the market is going, right? So if we see a continuation of what they did last week, then maybe we have a down week again. Upcoming economic indicators. Investors are anticipating key economic data releases this week, including the January Consumer Price Index and retail sales figures. Additionally, Federal Reserve Chair Jerome Powell congressional testimony expected to provide insights into future interest rate policies. All right, so this is important because he kept rates the same the last time they met up. So people want rates to decrease. That's what people are looking for. That's what the market is looking for. They want rates to decrease, right? The cryptocurrency market sentiment, right? We went over the stock market sentiment. Now this is the cryptocurrency market sentiment. Price volatility. Bitcoin recently dipped below 100K, influenced by market reactions to new tariffs. Again, this is the same thing for stocks. People are up in the air about these tariffs, so we need to see what happens with that. Market sentiment indicators. The crypto fear and greed index, which gauges market sentiment, has showed increased fear among investors. And I'm looking at the sentiment right now. It's 35. Back in November and December, it was around 55 to 60. I think it got up all the way to like 70 or 80. So we dropped by more than half. So a lot of people are fearful. But again, when a lot of people are fearful, that means most people that know what's going on will buy in the background. So that could be good or bad. But it has shown that the Gauges Market Center has shown increase in fear among investors, reflecting concerns over recent market volatility. Key financial news to monitor. Corporate earnings reports. Now, we saw some corporate earnings reports last week. I believe it was Amazon. And what else? Was it Palantir last week? I'll look it up. But corporate earnings reports this week, major companies such as McDonald's, Coca-Cola, Shopify, Cisco, Robinhood are scheduled to release their earnings. Analysts will be closely examining these reports for insights to consumer behavior and business performance amid ongoing economic challenges. So that's something to look forward to. Some big hitters reporting earnings. So if they miss, it could be an indicator that something's going on with the market. Or if they do pretty good, it could just show that the markets, companies, big boy blue chip companies are doing good, right? Geopolitical developments. Recent tariff announcements by the U.S. have introduced uncertainties in global trade, prompting concerns of potential retaliation measures and their effects on global markets. All right, so that's kind of the sentiment in stocks and crypto going into this week. So yeah. A lot of uncertainty. Again, when the market's uncertain, typically there's a lot of volatility. It could be to the upside or to the downside. So, but let's take a look at these prices. Let's take a look at these charts, and let's see what's going on. All right. All right. So obviously the crypto market is open 24/7. So this week, I honestly saw a increase in BTC, uptick yesterday and then this morning. But it's range bounding from 95 to 97. Again, it's really close to that 100K mark. So, I honestly think BTC is doing good. Let's take a look at the chart. Yeah, I mean, overall, if you zoom out, I mean, the chart looks great, right? It's just, again, we're consolidating in this period before the next leg up. I've been saying the next leg up is coming pretty soon. Again, the next leg up for me is going to be that 110 to 120 mark. And once we hit that, I think we're going to see the explosion in altcoins that we want to see, right? And I honestly think some altcoins are holding up pretty well, and a lot of them are in the AI space, and we'll take a look at some of those charts. But I think BTC most likely will get that next leg up. We just need to consistently stay above 100K, right? We've shown that we can pass over 100K pretty easily. But I think what's next in the cards is just for BTC to hold that 100K mark for at least a month or so, and just show that that's the new level of consolidation, and show that people want it at 100K, right? All right. So let's see. Let's look at some alts. I mean, alts have been getting destroyed. I'm not gonna say, but to be honest, if you have favorite altcoins, this is probably one of the best times to add to your position, because they just been getting beaten, right? Like it's ridiculous, right? I mean, Chainlink has, crashed from what, 28 all the way to 18. That's like a 33% dip. Again, and something like Chainlink, it is very crucial and critical to the crypto market because it feeds in real world data into blockchains. So, I mean, a lot of people are predicting this to go to $100. So when you see it at 18, not financial advice, but it's just something to pay attention to, right? What else? Solana has been getting beaten. Again, it came from, I think it was all the way at 250, right? So again, that's down like what, 20%. Again, a lot of people are predicting Solana to go to 800 to 1,000. So yeah, discount. Okay, so let's look at some of these. Let's look at some of these AI coins. I'm gonna do Crypto Slate. And I like to look at it by sector, right? So we could see the overall market cap. What's going on here? All right, here we go. Trending. Let's see, does it break it down? Ondo. A lot of people are talking about Ondo too. Oh, here we go with all these. No, block. I don't want to show no notifications. No thanks. I don't want to subscribe to this. People always coming up with stuff. All right, coins. There we go. I was like, where's this stuff at? Okay, sectors. AI, 21 billion, right? So not a lot. I honestly think this sector could be, like I've been saying, I think the sector could be 3 to 500 billion by the end of this cycle. So that's like literally, a 20x on the whole cycle. I mean, the whole cycle, the whole sector. So virtuals is one of those that is coming out with the AI agents. This sector has cooled down, the AI agents, not the AI sector. The AI agent sector has cooled down. Not a lot of people are talking about it, but I still think this is going to be a big thing, right? I mean, I'm always using ChatGPT. Almost every day I'm asking ChatGPT a question or some other type of chat bot or AI bot. And I think this is just going to be bigger. So the fact that it's sitting at 739 million, I think this is going to be multiple billions once the crypto market starts to pick up, right? So that one, I think it's a sleeper. Do they have the GPU ones like Render on here? I don't think they count it. But again, I count all these as AI plays, right? Like Render, Akash, BitTensor. I think BitTensor was on there, but BitTensor is at 3 billion. Again, this is like subnets, almost like Avalanche, where you have multiple like AI agents working together to complete tasks and things like that. So in the most efficient way. So 3 billion. I think this can easily be a $30 billion coin. Again, not financial advice, but when people say there's no opportunity in the markets, I mean, your opportunities now, you just have to do the research. Now, again, I'm just pointing out what I think is low value. You got to decide what's low valued for you, or value. It's value low right now, but it should be valued at a different price. Render is one of those. Again, I don't really like render too. I would prefer more like an Akash. Um, but again, look how much render has dipped, right? And people are fearful. People are fearful when the market crashes like this. They're like, what's going on? Is the bull market over? Are we going into the bear market? And really, we haven't even seen the parabolic moves that we typically see. But again, I think that's just fear, uncertainty, and doubt that people are putting into the market, especially if you look at Twitter, right? You see a lot of these big accounts on Twitter. They're like, oh, the market, the bull market is over, and just pack it up, sell everything, and things like that. And meanwhile, those people are either adding to their bags or not selling. So I wouldn't believe everybody on Twitter, right? So, and I think this person is saying it, this crypto ran guy, he's actually pretty big on Twitter. Solid render bouncing, defending the main 4.4. Yeah, I think there's a lot of support. I talked about technical analysis. If you haven't seen my video on technical analysis, go check it out. I show you guys how to use technical analysis. Even though that's not the main thing, I think it's honestly important in this thing, because I think that render is going to defend this really hard, like this $3 area. We could potentially see some more downside. But again, historically, February is very bullish for crypto, right? If you go look at a chart, and I wish I could bring it up. Let me see if I can find it on my phone first so I could see historical chart of crypto. Historical chart of crypto monthly gains. Let's see. Okay, yeah, it does. Perfect. Perfect. So CoinGlass, historical charts of BTC price monthly. Because I always say this, CoinGlass right here. Yeah, I always say this, but I think it would be good to show a chart so people can understand what I'm talking about. All right, so when I say historically February is a good month for crypto, meaning over the last, from 2013 to 2015, so what is that, like 12 years? February has only seen 3 months of downside, right? So we've had 61%, 18, 20%, 23, 11, 36, 12, 43%. And if you look at compared to every month, March, April, May, June, July, this is the month that we see the most gains, right? We see the most gains during this month. So most likely that's going to be the case. Now, could it be the case where we don't see these gains? That could be potentially be a possibility. But February, for the most part, is a positive month for crypto. And we're just in the beginning. This is only the second week. We're on February 9th. So you got to relax. You got to chill. March, we've had a lot of green. It's kind of like 50-50 for March, right? March is like, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So it's kind of like 50-50 for March, right? So I when I say that, when you guys hear me say typically, historically, February is a good month, go to coinglass.com and look at the months, right? December was typically a red month. I think we did pretty decent in December for 2024. Well, 2024, we only lost 2%. We did really well in November, right? So October, November of 2024, we did really well. December, we cooled off. January, we kind of like didn't do much. This is why I'm actually very bullish for February, right? Because typically, if we look at the past years, like we had in 2023, November, December were green. And then, in 2022, we seen in January that negative 16%. So we kind of seen like, a mixed signal, right? And it hasn't been that much in January, and it hasn't really been that good in December. So I think February, you just got to hold on, and we're going to see some good price action, in my opinion. All right, so that's pretty much it for the crypto market. Again, the stock market is not, and let's look at some news here. Investors await inflation data amid tariff concerns. This is what I told you about. We're waiting for some tariff inflation data. So we're going to see some of that this week. I think it was the CPI. What was it? The CPI report. Yes, I believe it was the CPI. Yeah, January Consumer Price Index, retail sales figures. So people are looking for that. But if we look at the overall markets, like I went over, the S&P, Dow, Nasdaq, and Russell fell. So it is either going to be a continuation of that, or we're going to get some good inflation data, and the market's going to pick back up, right? So this is what we have forward to look to this week in the market. It should be interesting. I think as we get closer to the end of February, I think it's going to be a good year a good month for crypto. I think we're going to see some parabolic moves. I'm already seeing it in the price of some of these altcoins. They're holding up pretty well on this downturn. So it's going to get really exciting. So please do your research, hold on to your positions. If you could, your favorite assets, you could dollar cost average into them and add some more. If not, just hold on to your position. I think this year is going to be really good. Make sure to hit the like button, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Take care.